Welcome back. So, I'm opening myself up to you. I'm opening myself up to help people understand what's been happening to us. Like, when I was a teen, these are all things that just happened over a short amount of time at different periods of my life. Everything that I've spoken about is just in my teen years so far. I have had a few of my adolescence. I reference back to my adolescence to show a pattern. These patterns, they didn't make any sense to me. When I was a child, I wanted to break those cycles that people said that we were in. Family dysfunction. The one that I was in. I didn't want my children to be separated from their father. I didn't want them to feel how I felt. I didn't know that curses were working against us. And I didn't know that God was saving us from these curses. Saving me. When something would happen to me, I would look back on it and I would be proud that I lived through it and that I was strong enough to get over it. And I often reference my own experiences when I talk to people. And that's because I can't give any suggestions on how people can do things if I never did it. I'm not going to go and give you advice and find it in a book. I'm going to find it in my own life experience because I've overcome a lot of things in my life. And I know that it's possible to overcome these things and still keep who you are. You see, I didn't allow these relationships that were bad to misguide me into thinking that love didn't exist. How could love not exist when I loved so much? When I was gifted beautiful love, right? Broken people create broken people. I say that because chances are that when we go and ask for help or guidance from our family and our friends, they give you advice on what they would do if they were in that situation or what they did. Say marital advice or relationship advice. They will give you advice on what they would do. And then when you don't take it, they get offended. And this happened to me quite a bit. But at the same time, I'm just trying to get something out of me. So that's why I'm talking about what I had just gone through. And I'm not asking for advice, but I'm giving it. And then people are getting offended because I don't take it. And the way that I would look at the advice that I was getting was, have you gone through this before? Did this advice that you're giving to me benefit you? Do you still have a happy, healthy relationship? And chances are they didn't. They had a happy relationship with somebody new. I am trying to hold on to the love that I had, not find somebody else to love. So I didn't take advice, and I offended people. Same thing with in recovery. When I went to the meetings and these sponsors were like vultures, and they would suggest that I take them on as a sponsor. But I watch, I observe. I observe the way that they talk, the way that they walk through life, right? Do they still talk with anger, resentment? Or they talk with forgiveness and love? Are they still holding on to something because it shows in their actions that they are? Well, I don't want to be like that. I want to be loving and forgiving, and I want to get through my experiences with forgiveness and love. I don't want to change the person that I am. And all of these curses that were placed try to change who you are, but you really can't change this. Even underneath all of that armor that people place around their heart because they don't want it broken, the only thing that heals it is love. I had told one of my sponsors, I only had two, and I told my first sponsor that I was scared of the secrets that I told my ex-husband. He knew a lot about me, and I was scared that he would use it against me. And this friend said, be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. I have lived by those words for 17 years. Because when I speak the truth, nobody likes the truth. It hurts them. When you speak the truth to me, I accept the truth for what it is, and it doesn't hurt me. But when you speak lies to me, that hurts me, because that's not who I am. That's not what I did. That's not what happened in my life. I freed myself. I freed myself by opening up and discussing things that would happen in my life. I no longer hid the sexual abuse that I had gone through. And when I first started talking about it, I cried. I was crying because I was fearful that somebody could use that against me. And then when I stopped crying after I talked about it, I realized that I was healed. When I went to a sweat and I gifted all of this stuff to the Creator, I didn't want it back. And when I opened up about my abortion and my childhood sexual abuse and the times that I was sodomized and raped and, beaten, I didn't look for sympathy. I was letting people know that I survived those things. And look at me today. I smile. I love myself. People love me, despite all those things that I went through. All of those things that I overcame. Alongside of the curses that were working in my life against me. I've had bad experiences. I've had bad relationships. I've chosen the wrong types of people. And this is in between when these curses were taking effect in my life. And I got through all of those because I knew that I could get through anything because I've gotten through everything. It would just take a little bit of time. I needed to find myself. And I usually did. I always did. When we speak about the spirits, it angers not the person. It doesn't anger you. It angers the spirits that are around us. And if our reaction is anger, it means that our spirit light is very dim, extremely dim. Because the truth doesn't hurt people. It hurts the spirits. And truth actually builds our character. Facing the truth in our life builds our character. When you tell me something about myself that is true, like when I'm overreacting with my daughter, or I'm just going on a little bit too much, and she confronts me, and I stop, and I appreciate that she told me the truth. Because without the truth, we can't do anything. We hold on to lies. And without knowing that there's a problem, you can't fix a problem. Like when you're driving your car, you can have a flat tire and you think that you can continue to drive on it, knowing that it's got a little less air than the rest of the tires. But when you hit that bump, that tire is going to push up and make that hole that it has a little bit bigger. And all that air is going to come out. And you think, that's okay, I can continue to drive. But no, then the tire starts to pull apart and break into pieces. And then you're riding on the rim. And then you wreck your vehicle. It's the same thing with us. See, the truth was that you needed to repair that tire. And you wouldn't have ruined your vehicle.